There. There we go. Three, two, and one. Well, Mayor Wiza, welcome back. Welcome back to Mayor's Monday, WSAU, WSAU.com. It's been a whole month since we talked to you, right? I think so.
It's welcome back to the USA too, because I just got back from a vacation with
Oh,
my wife. We went to Bermuda and I survived. I didn't disappear in the triangle.
whoa.
Although
Bermuda.
although a fair amount of my money disappeared in the triangle. Everything's more expensive on an island, right? You have
Yeah.
to ship in literally everything. So
Mhm. Yeah.
bacon was 13 bucks a pound and a loaf of bread was 8. Um, and all of these things are have nothing to do with American politics because Bermuda is a British colony.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. But it's still absolutely lovely to
It
visit
was a lot of time
this
on the
time of
beach.
year. Yeah. Yeah, I can tell. You know what? Now that you say that, yes, I can tell you have a little more color than
Yeah,
usual. And it's, not just because that you're, growing out the beard and trying to prepare for the role of Santa coming
yeah,
up in the
right.
next few weeks, right?
That's coming up. So they set the holiday parade. The downtown businesses do it. The city doesn't. We're involved. I do the little magical lighting of the tree, but it will be on November 20th this year. November 20th is the date for the holiday parade. It's set for approval by the council for the special event this month. And we'll do the magical tree lighting ceremony again and have a wonderful parade through downtown. But again, the city doesn't really do the parade. It's the downtown businesses or the business improvement district that puts that on. So they'll have the registration for floats if you're interested coming up very soon. Speaking of
Mm-hmm.
the Business Improvement District or the downtown district, we
Mm-hmm.
recently hired a new manager for that bid. She comes to us, I believe, from Eagle River. Her name's Karen. And over the next couple of weeks, we'll be familiarizing her with the community and getting her settled into the bid director job. I've got great hopes that this is going to be a wonderful partnership again and promoting the downtown businesses and all of the cool things that go on downtown. We're kind of done with our indoor music season or outdoor music season rather. Piffner's done. PJ's just had their last one. Goose just had their last outdoor. They closed the patio. Notes at Night is done till next year. The Levitt is done. But there are several places that are really picking up on that indoor music because it's in such high demand. Goose on Main just announced that they're doing an indoor music series every Saturday night. And I know that there's always other places. Phil's Bar in town does open mic night. I think that's on Thursdays. So there's still lots of live music and entertainment options. Of course, there's a couple of plays coming up. Playhouse is doing Seussical the Musical.
Mm-hmm.
And Central Wisconsin Community Theater is doing Legally Blonde coming up at the end of October. I hear there's going to be a cameo from someone of note. I've been practicing my line. You want to see it?
What is
This
your line?
this is
Yeah.
an exclusive. It's not just a line. It's a line and movement,
Okay.
right? So I'm
Okay.
playing a JetBlue pilot who appears in one of the songs,
Okay.
and I've been working on this for about 6 months now. Here it is. Ready?
All right.
I got to get my motivation. It's thank you. That's it.
They
That's me.
trusted you with 2 words.
They trusted me. Well, but it's the salute too. I mean, you got to
Oh
get
yeah,
that
the
salute
salute. Yeah.
down,
Okay. Yeah, you got to get that down as
right?
well.
This is Oscar caliber acting.
Is it
More like
really?
Oscar Madison, not like the Academy Awards, but Oscar Madison type. I wonder if
Okay.
any of your listeners know or remember Oscar Madison. Do you, Michael?
I do not.
You do
No,
not remember Oscar Madison.
I do
Okay.
not.
Well, I'll give you some hints and you can figure it
Okay.
out from there. It
Okay.
started out as a Broadway production, turned into a TV series starring Tony Randall and Jack Klugman. And the theme song goes a little bit like da 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 da. Neil Simon did the play.
Dragnet?
No, it's a comedy.
It's a coach?
Um, if I remember right, no, it's not Coach. Older than
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So Jack Klugman was a divorced sports writer, and Tony Randall was a divorced businessman. They were Felix Unger and Oscar Madison
Mm-hmm.
living together, two divorced men,
Mm-hmm.
one that is very prim and proper, and the other one who's not as much.
Right.
And their antics ensued. It's called The Odd Couple.
The Odd Couple. Okay. Okay. Yeah, now I got you.
But I digress. Want to see it one more time? Thank you.
I like it.
That's what I
I
got.
like it.
End of
I,
October.
I,
You can get your tickets. They're on sale now. This is your one chance for a potential brush with greatness before I move on to Hollywood or Broadway. I don't know.
mm, I'm gonna give you First Ave in Minneapolis before that.
I've been to First Avenue.
Yeah,
Funny
let's
story there too. When the movie
yeah.
Purple Rain came out,
Yeah.
me and my friends watched it, and we were going to Minneapolis. I'm like, I gotta go to First Avenue so
Oh,
I can
you
see
do. You
I can see
absolutely
where
do.
Jerome threw that girl in the dumpster
Mm-hmm.
behind there, and there was a dumpster behind there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to see Morris Day in the time or anything, but who
You didn't
were
get to see Prince?
well, no, Prince either, but arguably Morris Day and the Time were the stars of that movie.
I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Back to things that are relevant. We kicked off the lockers, and people say it's an enabling tool, right? We put up these lockers for homeless people to store their belongings safely, uh, predominantly during the day. They're weatherproof, they're outdoors, everybody gets assigned a lock and a locker number. But I don't see it as enabling. I see it as solving a piece of the problem. And the problem being sitting on Main Street, everybody has their personal belongings with them. And it looks lousy, right? When you're driving by or walking by, you see people sitting on benches, which in and of itself is not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they have everything they own scattered around them in a pile is a problem. Well, people take things with them because they don't want it to get stolen or lost or vandalized or damaged if they leave them somewhere. So giving them a safe place to put their personal belongings, I think is going to go at least a little ways into solving that visibility problem that many business owners and customers have complained about in the downtown area. So that went live today. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Maybe we modify it. We'll see. But that went live. So we are assigning those lockers now. The warming center is going to open November 1st. It's going to be run by a new group now, same location, but a different group running it. And I know they're looking for donations. So if any of your listeners are interested, they can contact my office and I'll put them in touch. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
city function, but I'll put them in touch with the powers that be if they want to get involved in even volunteering at the warming center or providing blankets if there's a group that does that, or adult socks, winter clothes, those sorts of things. Those are all needs. Monroe House, the other transitional housing, we'll call it, is still functioning. The building is, yes, once again, actively for sale.
Mm-hmm.
But in talking with people who run Monroe House, they're going to keep it going as long as they possibly can, and hope to work with new owners should that happen to continue doing that. We got a few new restaurants in town. Chubby's, which I haven't been to yet, is out on the east side. We're gonna go take a look there over the next couple of days and try and get a meal in there. But food truck season is wrapping up a little bit too, but we've had some really good weather. And now I've hogged off almost all of your show, Michael. So I'm gonna shut my pie hole and let you ask questions and do your job.
You kind of touched on it with the lockers and such. So we'll go back to that.
Okay.
Uh, whose idea was this? I mean, what was it that got this rolling? And I guess, as you said, how you're going to be monitoring this. So how are you going to be, looking at this, reporting on it, or what are the metrics that you're going to be looking at?
So no reporting, no monitoring. The idea, I'm not 100% sure where it came from. I'd like to think that I had something to do with it, but in all honesty, most of the good ideas come from somewhere else. I get to take the ball and run with it. That's what they do in football, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or football.
Mm-hmm.
Someone gets the ball and runs with it, and
Absolutely.
they're the ones that get credit. But someone has to pass that ball or kick that ball, and
Indeed.
yeah. So regardless, it was instigated from complaints with downtown businesses, right? People seeing our homeless population with all of their personal belongings around there. It really looks bad, right? When you have piles of stuff, sleeping bags, tents, blankets, backpacks, whatever it is. And we're like, okay, well, what can we do to alleviate this? Well, if we give them a safe place to store it, we'd probably be okay. Well, what does that look like? We actually tried looking at inside building places, right, to keep it out of the elements. The problem was no place was really available 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
So if I need my sleeping bag, or I need meds, or I need, I don't know, my whatever it happens to be, they don't have 24/7 access to it. So we started looking at these outdoor options. We found a company in California that makes them, multiple multiple colors. They're weatherproof. They have weather stripping on them, lockable, movable. And we worked with them and purchased them. The total cost, including shipping, was just over 8 grand. A big chunk of that was covered through donations. Some business owners, some regular citizens who said, hey, this is an easy potential solution to one piece of the problem. Let's give it a shot. So we're going to see if it works. Community resource officer right now, myself, the police chief, we're down issuing locks on day one. Anybody could come there, sign a little agreement that you're going to be responsible. You're not going to keep it dirty. You're going to not do anything illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And once a month, you have to take your stuff out because we're going to clean them, just like a break room refrigerator,
Sure.
right? You don't want that spaghetti in there for 3 or 4 months. So you got
Yeah,
to clean it out every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're going to
So,
do. So we make them sign the agreement, and then we issue them a locker number and locker, and that's it. And they can put their stuff in there. The reporting, there really isn't a reporting. The lockers are monitored by camera. So we have a camera on site. It's in a well-lit area. We're going to increase some patrols to make sure there's nothing nefarious going on. But for the most part, it's leaving it up to the adults who should be responsible for it. Take care
Mhm.
of your own stuff. But it's a work in progress. So I'm guessing we're going to have to tweak our policies, maybe the requirements here and there. But it's really early in the game to tell, right? Everybody seemed very excited about having a safe place to put their things. So I hope they get used.
and yeah, and that leads me to my next question then, because if you do see something illegal, something nefarious going on at these lockers, or somebody is misusing them, uh, you will certainly have to take action. So have you thought about what
Absolutely.
that looks like?
Absolutely. Right. I mean, they're still city property. You are using them through an agreement. If you violate the agreement or that trust, then yeah, that we will take the appropriate action, and that may be losing your locker privileges, or worse, if it's something illegal, you are subject to fines or jail time, whatever that particular crime has to do with. This is a courtesy, so we ask people to be responsible and respectful, and we'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, indeed. We'll see. Yeah, we'll be checking in again in a few months to see how this program has gone on, because I'm guessing this is something where maybe if you do see a certain degree of success, or maybe somebody who's been using these lockers is able to pull themselves out of the
Mhm.
situation that they are in. It might be a program that maybe you want to expand, or find a way to expand upon, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's certainly our goal. Homelessness is not going to be solved. If anybody thinks there's a solution, they're wrong. They're delusional, because homelessness has literally been going on since the dawn of time. Adam and Eve, if that's your thing, did not
Mm-hmm.
live at 717 Franklin Street. They didn't have a home.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably, Jesus didn't have a home,
Mm-hmm.
wandered the lands. And I mean, John Steinbeck wrote books about hoboing. That's the same thing. So solving homelessness is not going to happen. But what you can do is get help to the people that want it and need it, and have those offerings there. And we've got some extensive services here in Portage County and Stevens Point, which is part of the reason we have a homeless population to the extent we do, is because those resources are here. Good, caring, giving people that want to take care of their fellow human beings. The Franciscans, One Big Tent, Partnering Together, Monroe House, the Salvation Army, all of these groups, and a ton of individuals including Operation Bootstrap, and United Way has tons of resources. We have so many resources. There's literally a pamphlet that the police
Mm-hmm.
department put together um, to get help to the people that want it and will use it. But just like every segment of society, there's always going to be a few that buck the system.
Mm-hmm.
Troublemakers, miscreants, whatever you want to call them, just people that don't want to live in the rules of society, and they will do everything they can to buck the system. Those generally become the most visible of that segment of society, whatever group it happens to be. And there's not much we can do there except use the carrot or the stick thing. We have a stick, and that
Mm-hmm.
is giving you a citation or potentially throwing you in jail. And we do that.
Mm-hmm.
To those people that can't follow the rules, we're issuing citations to people every week. Of course, if you're homeless, you don't have a lot of money to pay those citations either.
Mm-hmm.
But people have done jail time for doing things that are illegal. And we do our best to patrol and keep track of it. But just like housed people, we don't catch everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So some fall through the cracks, but we're going to try and solve it, the symptoms one piece at a time, while making sure that the people that want help and will use the help have access to the help.
Always appreciate the time, Mayor Wiza. We'll look forward to chatting again next month.
All right. Thanks, Michael.
Yep.